What's up, guys? It's Bolt, and I'm back with another Remnant 2 build guide. In this video, we're going to go over my quick draw shotgun swapping build, and man, am I excited to bring you guys this build. Really proud of this one. It is so much fun. I'm having a blast with it, but not only that, it's just so versatile. This thing is good at bossing. This thing is good at mobbing. Has respectable damage. It has utility and movement speed, health, regen, dog, aggro, you name it, it's got it. Man, oh man, this will be serving your boss rush needs quite nicely. And we will be using our quick draw like every 3 to 4 seconds. It's absolute madness. And let me break it down for you guys on how we're going to do that. First things first, we have the Gunslinger slotted in first. We want that loaded prime perk. And we're going to be skill spamming on this build, so we will have our weapons reloaded all of the time. This is the star of the show right here in quick draw. We have it down to an 8-second cooldown. We are utilizing the 80% cooldown reduction rate, but with this necklace that we have here, we're able to bypass that cooldown even further, and we will be spamming our quick draws like every 3 to 4 seconds or so. It's absolutely bananas, man. Oh, it's so good. Second, we have Handler, and we have the Support Dog. Now, I chose the Support Dog when going through Boss Rush because of this movement speed and the heals. This build is also huge on passive healing, so if you get hit, you're freaking recharged in no time. You guys seen the clip in the video of how I got hit by Shocker, which does an insane amount of damage to you, and I'm healed up instantaneously from it, so really nice. But for you tryhards out there, I know you're out there. You're one of me. I know we got some out there. You guys could go ahead and put the attack dog on and beef up your damage even further. I showcased the attack dog in some of the boss fights in this video. As you can see, I did show the tryhard setup for the boss fights where I'm utilizing more damage. But for when I'm going through boss rush, I will put support dog on, and I will put more life regen on. We'll get to that in a second. Here is the second star of the show in the short circuit necklace. This necklace is amazing, guys. Shield is active. You increase your crit chance and crit damage by 10%. Who doesn't love crit chance and crit damage? That's absolutely phenomenal. And then on top of that, skill cooldowns are reduced 6 seconds once every 5 seconds when the shield is active. That is astronomical, and we're going to combo that. And I haven't heard anybody talking about this new mutator. It is another amazing utility mutator because we will be activating so many things with this mutator. We combo the short circuit with the insulator mutator. Spending 10% of this weapon's magazine grants a shield for 5% of max health for 10 seconds, max 25% shield. And then at level 10, we get 10% crit chance on that when our shield is above 10% of max health. So basically just one shot from the double barrel right here will give us that 25% shield, and it's going to be up all the time because we're constantly shooting and swapping between weapons, so our shield will be up indefinitely, and this is going to allow us to proc the short circuit, which will thus in turn give us that 3 to 4 second cooldown, because this doesn't go according to the rules with the 80% cooldown. Certain things like this, Sapphire Dreamstone, things like that bypass cooldown rates, cooldown caps rather, and we will be getting this down to about 3 to 4 seconds. It's crazy. But since we are stacking cooldown to the most we can get it at, which is 80%, we are also using Burden of the Rebel and Burden of the Stargazer. These two combined give us 30% alone. Don't worry about the activating a skill cost 15% health, because we have so much health regen you don't even feel it. You're instantaneously healed because of this bad boy right here, the Stream Coupler. We're constantly spamming skills, so we will be healing for 25% of our max health over 10 seconds. So this is basically up at all times. So we're constantly healing with that. We're constantly healing with the Tranquil Heart. And we're constantly healing with the Support Dog if you choose to use the Support Dog. Again, you can swap the Stream Coupler off if you are going super try hard mode. Then if you do, you guys know what I'm going to put on. Oh yes, for bossing, we put on the Car Warband, baby. So this is what we go with when we try hard. Put that attack dog on. Boom. Ready to rock and roll. Try hard mode right here. But we're not tryharding right now. We're doing some boss rush. We want to survive. So we're going to put on our support dog right here. Actually, I'll just go right here. We have it set up right here. We're not doing tryhard. We're doing boss rush. We want to live through all 19 bosses. So this is the build right here. This is the one that I recommend. This is the one that I use when I go through boss rush. Double barrel is our secondary. We have the corrosive rounds. The only thing interchangeable on this build are the mods. You're gonna use the appropriate mod for the respective boss and their weakness or resistances accordingly. But I do prefer to use corrosive rounds and hot shot on my coach gun when there's no resistances or anything like that. And but again, the mods are up to you guys. This is a range build, so I do recommend using the ammo mods. Don't worry about crowd control because quick draw is so good at mobbing. That is your crowd control. Quick draw is your crowd control. Just tap it and it's gonna spread and shoot and kill everything. And then you also have the dog right there. He has your back. He's the best boy in the world. He has your back. He will draw aggro from you when you need to run. This build does have a lot of movement speed on it as well. So if you need to tactically retreat, the dog got your back. Melee is up to you. This is just one of my favorite melee weapons now. It's so cool. I like it. I don't really melee much on this build, but when I do, I use the Harvester Scythe with the Shocker Mutator on there, but feel free to use whatever you want. And then Coach Gun. This gun is one of my favorite weapons in the game. It's capable of insane burst damage. We have the Extender Mutator, which the DPS gives it just the Extender, just giving it the extra round is absurd. So, and it increases your reload speed. So this is the only mutator I recommend on the coach gun you should ever put on the coach gun. It is amazing. It does so much damage, and we will have this reloaded. Remember, both guns reload at all times for some massive burst damage. And again, hot shot. Feel free to swap that out for another ammo mod of your choice, given the resistances of the boss. Now, our armor, typically I like looking cool, and we're getting a 2-for-1 special right now. We're looking cool, and we're min-max. This is the best armor min-max to the medium weight class. We have the Crimson Guard Shroud. We have the Red Widow Raiment. We have the Crimson Guard Sabatons and the Crimson Guard Gauntlets. Now this will give us a 46.1 with the traits that we have equipped, which is pretty respectable. When you're in late boss rush, you could probably get away with getting 2, maybe 3 shots, so that's pretty good, especially with the shield here, which will protect us. But even if you get hit, you should be healing up pretty quickly, thanks to Tranquil Heart. I do not recommend swapping relics on this build. This was a must-have on this build. We're stacking so much passive regen, and yeah, Tranquil Heart, beast mode for that. Onto the traits, ammo reserves, kinship, respective archetype traits. We have Fortify for tankiness, Triage because we want to increase our healing effectiveness for our passive heals, Regrowth for even more passive healing, Swiftness with 1 point missing here. That's okay because we have the support dog to make up for that 1 point, and then some. We need that movement speed. A little bit of points in Flashcaster. That's because you don't want to get locked in animation when you're casting your support dog. The finger snap does last quite a while, or when you're using your ammo mods. Bigger, maxed out, of course. Spirit, maxed out. Got to get those mods up, baby. Expertise, we need maximum cooldown, so this is a must. Handling, this is just to give us better recoil and accuracy on our shotties. And then a few points into rugged to keep our good boy alive. Now, before I move on to the Prism, I want to highlight one more thing. When you use Quick Draw, the animation at the end is quite long, so you want to animation cancel it by just neutral dodging. So as you see in my video, every time I do a Quick Draw attack, I neutral dodge. That animation cancels the long animation there, and you could go right back. It's DPSing, healing, running away, whatever you need to do. That is some tech there. Just a little pro tip for you guys, and I'm sure you guys will find that very helpful when you're out and about doing your thing. Now, onto the Prism. This was a lot of trial and error here until I found the sweet spot where I really love my Prism here. So for the basic fragments, we have range, crit chance, critical damage. This gives us total critical damage, and we have skill cooldown. We need the skill cooldown here and on our Prism because we need the maximum cooldown. And right now we just have 70%. So you guys are going to need a Xenoplasm, which is the concoction, which gives you 10% more cooldown reduction to put us at 80%. And then onto the Prism itself. Range, critical chance. We have the meta for weak spot and critical damage. We have Revitalize. This is going to give us even more health regeneration. And we have the skill cooldown. Again, very important. Gunfighter, fire rate, reload speed. Sniper for the range damage and ideal range. Is very important on shotguns. Shotguns lack range, so this one's really good. And then for our legendary, we have the Sharpshooter. But if you guys, for whatever reason, cannot roll Sharpshooter, then 2 other ones I recommend having or trying to get. And that is the Jack of all trades. And if you cannot get Jack of all trades, then I recommend getting Size Matters. Those are like those are the 3 top 4 range builds right there. Size Matters, Sharpshooter, and Jack of all trades. Sharpshooter being the best for the most part. Size Matters does beat out on a couple of builds. And Coach Gun will have, with Extender, Coach Gun has 6 shots in the damn magazine. Only reason why I don't have it on here is it kind of messes up the rotation a little bit with how I like it. So, but like I said, if you guys get Size Matters, that's not an L, guys. That is quite good. Your double barrel gets 4 shots. Your Coach Gun gets 6 shots. Absolutely absurd. And and a lot of fun also. Shooting your Coach Gun 6 times is insane. But that's it, man. That is the build. I'm really proud of this one. This is actually one of my favorite builds. I'm having so much fun playing this. I know you guys want to see some mod builds and stuff like that, but I've been having so much fun with range builds, and this one is like a little mix of a range and a skill build. And I promise I will be getting some mod builds to you guys shortly, but I do want to mess around with Engineer and the new Warden archetype as well. So a lot on my plate. I am cooking up a lot of different things. And my brain is always working and thinking about stuff and trying to get these synergies together so I can bring you guys some reliable, fun builds that you can melt bosses with. And now with the newly added boss rush, it has to be boss rush certified. So you will be seeing a lot of my streams doing boss rush, testing these builds out. And if they're not boss rush certified, we go back into the lab, we cook it up, and we make sure that when I release a build, it is good to go, and you guys could freaking get your 19 out of 19 apoc gauntlets like nothing. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a like, share it, subscribe if you had not done so already, and I'll catch everyone on the next one.